Hey everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Eitan.
Welcome back to the 37th episode of the Younger Half podcast. We are two 14-year boys from New Jersey who discuss, debate, and share sense on everything from history to politics, sports, current events, and more. Follow us on Instagram at the Younger Half and all other social media platforms. To see more of our podcasts, check us out on your favorite podcasting platform at the Younger Half. You can also check out our YouTube channel to see our faces during our podcast. And if you want to help grow the channel by supporting us with a monthly donation, head to anchor.fm/theyoungerhalf/support or click on the link in the description. This week's episode, we got a big episode, Eitan. We got a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, a lot of busy stuff.
We have some interesting. Well, first of all, we always have some trivia to
Great trivia
kick off the
question,
episode. Then we
guys.
have some. Eitan's been hyping up this trivia question to me. I have no idea what it is, as always. So we'll see, and we have some peculiar Joe Biden comments.
Peculiar.
Um, we also have a situation over at Disney, and if time allows us, we'll hopefully get to Texas and even some Ted Cruz and close off with some sports and fully close off with the answer to Eitan's big trivia question. Yeah, Eitan, you have anything to add for us?
No, just another big good episode. Hopefully we'll get to everything. But yeah, a lot of good arguments coming through. You have roll the clip. We don't have a debate question again, but I think even though I am hyping it up a little too much, but I think it's pretty good trivia
Yeah, you
question.
got to
So
take it away now
yeah.
with trivia because
All right. So the question isn't as wow as the answer, but I'll ask the question. Who is the world's largest manufacturer of tires?
Okay.
So we'll see the answers like though. Well, like you think it's like like Goodyear, one of those like major like tire companies, but you'll see. Okay, so that is
That's
it's
true
it's a
question.
it's a yeah, it's a different answer. It's the answer is where it's at. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
So to start off the Joe Biden segment, we need to first roll the clip. So
Roll the clip.
that's hopefully what I'll be doing now. Here we go.
A lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccine. A lot of people don't know how to register.
Right, yeah. So that wasn't like a great audio, A. B, like it didn't cover. I think it might have cut out. Like it didn't, like he said particularly black people and Hispanic
That
people.
that was CNN. They were making it seem like it was glitchy. To hide his words.
Okay.
So
No,
yeah,
but they
um,
did get cut out like a crucial point that he did end up like quote unquote targeting the black community and the Hispanic community about them not being able to register for the vaccine online, which I think he was saying why it is like more crowded, like whatever it is. But yeah, what do you got for us, Eitan?
So yeah, what he was really saying was that like people like black and Hispanic people cannot use a computer or don't really have access to the community to a computer. Um I saw this and I was like, how do you back Joe Biden up on this? Like, I genuinely have no clue. Like, what was he like thinking? And also like like just I don't get it. Like even though like what do you know what was he proving that like there's like
I don't think it
not
was a
like
prove.
black
I think
people
there's a
can't get
question asked.
vaccinated.
I think there's a question
Oh, I
asked.
I, I thought he was saying I think he was saying like, oh, like not so many Hispanic or black people can get vaccinated because they don't know how to sign up on a computer. I think that's where he was going for. I mean, I don't can't put words in his mouth. Like that's what it seemed like. No,
I don't know.
like they weren't able to get vaccinated.
No idea.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I'm like I don't know why he made these comments. Like, what do you think, Josh? What
I have
was
a
your
few things to say.
reaction?
I think it's crazy
Sure.
that he said that. But I
Yeah.
think I think the most important thing is that how unnoticed it went. I didn't get any notifications about that. I didn't see it. I only heard about it because of social media on TikTok. But that's it. I didn't see anything on the news, which is like a reflection of our fantastic balanced society. Yeah, you know. Um,
I have to agree
I
with you
think
on
like the
on that,
big
Josh.
I think the big problem there is that the media, nobody like said anything. No, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I didn't hear about it. I'll be honest. I did not hear about it unless until my friend sent me the TikTok of that guy hopping around the computer or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. I It wasn't on the news. I mean, at least the news that I watch. I don't watch Newsmax or Fox, so maybe it was on there, but like MSNBC, CNN, they wouldn't have covered that.
Which is like like
That's
a
crazy.
disgrace to the American media.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with this. I can't back anyone up. I think that's like ridiculous. I hate to sound like conservative, but like if Trump did that, it would be
That's also I was gonna say.
he'd
If Trump
be
said that,
in
he'd
big
be
trouble.
right on Twitter. He'd be
Third
everything. I'm not.
impeachment
I'm not
trial.
defending Twitter. I'm not defending Trump. But the fact of the matter is, if he said that,
Third impeachment trial, Josh.
yeah, if he said that like Nancy Pelosi would have made a comment about it. Like you would have heard about it everywhere. You know.
Yeah, it's it doesn't make it doesn't make the Democrats look good, but it's sometimes you have to just admit that that's just wrong. It doesn't make any sense why no one talked about it, and like just the blatant like hypocrisy, it's just hypocritical. The amount of it obviously goes both ways because we know about like in the Obama administration, if you're talking about like I know you're not talking about like just CNN, you're talking about all the news, but I'm just saying like like Fox News didn't back Trump up for this, but like I mean backed up Trump for this but didn't back up Obama for that or whatever. Like there is and I think it's bias all around, not just like not just liberal news. I think all the news is they're all, I just said liberal news. That's what I mean. Like they're they're all
I think though that
one-sided.
the majority of like media happens to be like
One-sided. Yeah.
mostly like tends to lean liberal. Like the fact that you
Really?
could
I
name
mean, there's
the
always
fact that
like.
you could name one big news station that isn't even like fully conservative is Fox News. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like Newsmax and OAN and
Right.
is big and
Like
like
nobody's ever heard of that. Like I'm saying
I guess.
like compare numbers.
I mean, I feel like ABC and CBS. Like I feel like those are not like in the middle. Like I don't know how biased they are. Just because the reason that is CNN has shows like Don Lemon. I don't know if you know, but that's opinionated shows, and also
No, but
Fox. They have Sean Hannity. Those are
CNN
opinionated
claims that they
shows.
are non-biased.
I mean,
That's the worst
everyone
part.
claims they're not biased, but like,
Not true.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, for like something like ABC, they bring more of the break, or CBS, they bring the breaking news. The opinionated sections, come at MSNBC or CNN. Like that's a thing. Like where you're seeing this bias is not on like the like this is like the CNN NewsHour. This is no you like you only see that in like the opinionated sections. you
I do not
know
agree at all.
Really, you think
I
it's
think that
throughout
their
the
I think
newscast?
that their entire system is liberal, and the entire like what you choose, what they choose you see is liberal. They take what we're speaking about currently. You do not hear about that. They chose to not hear
Yeah.
about that.
It's well, I mean, I don't know how that how did that I don't know how that wasn't reported. It proves your point, I have to be honest, it does.
Yeah,
It proves your point,
it's crazy.
Simply as that. Simple as that.
I mean, he, yeah, and also like it's like the worst thing is when like you claim that you're like what's it called? Like,
I mean, they're not going to say, like, this is Biden news, but they're obviously going to say we're not
of
Biden.
course, but you could come out with a statement or
biased.
like take the what's it called? The Daily Wire. They identify as a conservative news network.
Right.
Nobody thinks
Ben
that they're
Shapiro.
liberal. Nobody thinks they're liberal.
That's true. I mean, everyone thinks CNN is liberal, but like everyone knows CNN is liberal. But I guess they don't say it, so it's not.
Not like they don't need to make an announcement on the Don Lemon show, but like neither does the Daily Wire. Like they're not making an announcement when they're whatever they're doing.
Ben Shapiro, yeah.
Sure, whatever. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Let's go on.
It's hard that it proves your points, you know.
Yeah. Let's go on to our next topic with some drama over at Lucasfilm, over at Disney. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Lucasfilm makes
Enlighten us, Josh.
yeah, I'll do some of that. So Lucasfilm makes Star Wars. Obviously, I hope most of you know what Star Wars is. Right, and obviously and obviously Disney is the parent company. They own Lucasfilm, and they have a show running on Disney Plus called The Mandalorian. So Gina Carano, I believe she used to be a boxer. I think I heard about that today. She's an actress on this Star Wars show. She happens to be conservative, and Pedro Pascal is another actor. He's the main character, and I think so. He is liberal.
Right.
Excuse me. Right. So now into the drama. So Gina Carano recently, I don't know if it was a statement or a tweet. Here, let me read. I'll read these two paragraphs from this article. At the Entertainment. In a new interview with the Ben Shapiro Show, the conservative actress spoke about being fired from Lucasfilm from the series earlier this month after sharing multiple controversial social media posts that sparked the hashtag Fire Gina Carano movement. The post that proved to be the end of the line for Carano likened being a right-wing conservative to being Jewish during the Holocaust. It has since been deleted. In the wake of the news, fans called out Disney for not firing or even taking action. Pedro Pascal, who also invoked the Holocaust in a 2018 tweet where he compared undocumented children being confined in cages to Jews being locked away in concentration camps.
What the hell?
So yeah, exactly. You know, so yeah, right. So for just to quickly paraphrase in case that was too long for anyone yet. So Gina Carano was fired for comparing, I believe this is what it was saying, being a conservative to being Jewish during the Holocaust. And in 2018, Pedro Pascal, who compared undocumented children to Jews in a concentration camp who were essentially being burned in a furnace. And right, Gina was fired and Pedro was not. What do you think about that?
So I just want to clarify it. So you're saying because Pedro is a liberal, he wasn't fired, but because Gina, whatever, is not a liberal, she was fired. Is that what happened?
That's well, I mean, not what was stated, but
right. But like, you know, just like clarifying. Yeah.
I mean, like, yes and no. Like that's what yes, that's what happened, but like no, that's not like what like Disney came out and said.
Yeah. Obviously. It's another blow, you know, Josh. This episode is because you crafted, you know, you're coming at me, but it's bad. I wonder if Disney did they even open an investigation against Pedro on those comments or anything?
I'm not sure. I do not know.
I mean, I wonder also like it could be their main. It could also be like he's the main. Obviously, that doesn't like help anything, but he's also like the main character of their show. You know, they're not losing $12 billion because of something he said 3 years ago.
He is, but like the lady is also not the lady. Excuse me. Um, Gina Carano also
Assuming the
plays.
gender.
No, it's not very respectful.
Yeah.
Gina Carano also plays like in like somewhat important role. Also,
Right. So I don't know, like stuff like that. It just bothers me. It doesn't make sense. Like what like I don't even get what like their mindset are. Like what is I just like confused why they think like oh like what is going through their head like oh we're not firing him but we're firing her like I just don't get it. I'm
yeah,
just like I'm honestly confused what Disney's thinking.
I think
Like what's their excuse?
I think that it's
I mean,
again another like disgrace to like the way that like everything is like nowadays. Meaning like before Biden racist comments, nobody speaks about this. She's a conservative, makes her comments, fired. Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is a liberal, and nothing happens. Like that just makes me annoyed.
yeah, I mean, it annoys me too from the bottom of my liberal heart.
I was about to
It
say,
it annoys
okay,
me also.
sure it does, Ethan. I'm joking, but like
I mean, like it doesn't make sense.
I
It just
think
doesn't.
it's like it's horrible, in my opinion. Like I think
Yeah,
it cannot be what's the word? It cannot be overstated. Is that
justified.
um? It cannot be
Oh,
overstated how like how how like how really terrible this is that I think this could even lead to a discussion about like big tech, like silencing conservative voices, which I think is a real problem also. Do you think that?
no,
You don't.
no, I don't. I think that like it I think this is more of a this is like the opposite of what's happening with like the Biden racist comments. It's the same thing that's happening. It's just like if you don't know this, but like because it's not being reported by the conservative media, but Democrats are also being banned from Twitter. You just only hear about like this conservative guy because of this. Just like
Mm.
you only hear Trump's racist comments, but not Biden. Like there are plenty of Democrats being banned. There's plenty of major people that just doesn't make the news because it's not, Donald Trump or, whatever, even like conservative talk show hosts. It's also I just think that like you can sit with me for 4 hours and we can read through every rule on Twitter's like privacy guidelines and go through each person and read all their tweets and see like what they were suspended for and see if that's on the rules. Like they didn't make up things. Like they don't ban people just because like I'm bored today, so I'm gonna ban them. No,
Okay, but
they
then
see their
okay. Here's my stance on it. Is I think that like it is certainly like I think it exists, but I don't think like it's like fully like reasonable. Like I definitely think that like conservatives are certainly like more silenced on like social media platforms, which in theory they are entitled to do. Like it's a like it's their platform. Like they could like they could do whatever they want. But um, if you don't like that, then go to Parlor, where like you know what I mean. But I think that's a problem.
right.
But at the same time, I think you do bring up a good point that like you can't still like expect them to like be sitting there like taking like like conservative liberal. You know what I mean? I think you can't expect it to be fully fair game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean like I hear you're saying like it has to be like more in the middle or whatever.
That not like yes, um, but no. Like I think it certainly exists. The conservatives are definitely silenced, but I think that to expect them to be fully equal is just not going to happen. It's like our gun debate. It's not going to happen that it's just going to be fully banned,
Banned.
like
Right.
fully
I hear it.
non-existent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I think that to expect them to just like be fully equal is just not going to happen.
Right.
You know?
Makes sense. I hear it. I mean a lot of this episode, big blows, Joe.
Big
Big
what? What's
blows. Big
blows?
blows to me.
Yeah, you and your party ate. I'm joking.
Yeah, me and my liberal media.
Okay. So now on to
What's the call, Josh? Are
yeah,
we
well,
doing
why not?
Texas?
So
All
in
right, sure.
Texas, as many of you heard, do you have any statistics for us, Eitan, about the actual
Yeah.
numbers? So in Texas, it is like a I don't know how to put this nicely, but it is like a dumpster there right now.
Yeah,
Like
it's
there
bad.
like many people without power for many days now. Food, water, like it's like really crazy. They've gotten like like kind of like laugh like, oh, they got like what is it, like some of them got like a few inches of snow, but the thing is like
Yeah.
that, but like the ice and like the weather, like think about it. That's like saying like you're expecting like uh I don't know. You're expecting whatever the hottest place on earth is. I think it's like Death Valley. Um,
Mhm.
like to be
Whatever. Yeah.
fully equipped for freezing cold temperatures and snow. Like that's not gonna happen. So do you have statistics for us, Ethan?
Yeah. So let me hop in here. So as of like for those listening, like this past week, for us like this past Thursday, more than 500,000 homes and businesses were still without power. So they did not have power. They did restore most of it, but like what happened was the ice froze the pipes and they don't have clean water,
Oh,
it's really bad. Like they also like their power's out, so they don't really have heat and it's Texas, the coldest it gets is what 60 degrees, 50 degrees. So like it's not like they don't really have like just like heat, and it's just crazy. It like on this past week it hit below 15 degrees, so negative 15 degrees. In Houston it was negative 13, and that was lower at the time when it was negative 13 degrees in Houston. It was colder than it was in Alaska. Just
wow.
crazy. So even though it was like a few inches, it was still so cold. Everything froze.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
a lot of
And they're
it's like
not like equipped
windmills
for that.
froze and
Why would
everything.
why would they be
Yeah, they don't
like
have snow plows, Josh. Why would some they like the last time they got snow was at least for like major like this was 1973. It's been like 50
yeah.
years. Yes, I think they had like in the 2000s maybe they had like 4 snowfalls, but why would they have snow plows? So like it's just something they don't have. So like something like that, they just, it was crazy. And yeah, there was like I think like 530,000 people without power, like ice everywhere. There's 300 dioxide poisonings since Monday. An 8-year-old child died because the leaving the car running in the garage overnight
Do
because
you
they
know
tried to get heat.
do you have a death toll, death count?
Yeah, at least 31 people have died.
Wow.
And then at the large animal sanctuary span 12 animals have died. Monkeys, chimpanzees, lemurs, and birds. A lot of them died. I mean,
Crazy.
at
And
least in
like I
that
never, people might not be dead, but none of them I'm sure are comfortable with like probably barely clean water,
and
water,
freezing cold.
not
I mean,
water
people are
like being
melting
put.
snow, Josh, and boiling it just to get clean water.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and because
Wow.
they all have grills, they all grill in Texas. So they're like, they put like a can of snow over a grill and like just burn it and get the bacteria out. Crazy.
That is very crazy. So, um, um, hmm.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, I think like it can't be like I think that it's like kind of like underrated because like we're like here in New Jersey, um, it's just like yeah, like whatever, we just had snow just last Thursday Friday where I was quarantined anyway, so I was Zoom anyway, but like my whole school was remote anyway, as was yours. um we remote for what was it, probably like 6 7 inches of snow. We're like, oh yeah, whatever, okay, we shoveled it and then that was all. But like it wasn't like there, like I think to put
They
it
don't
into
even have
perspective.
shovels, Josh.
Yeah, exactly, to put it into perspective and stuff like that. Yeah, I saw somebody using, I think it was like a piece of plastic, like a flappy piece of plastic to shovel, which is crazy.
Crazy. I mean, they don't expect it. Like, not even just Texas, like Oklahoma, like all those places. It was cold everywhere except for like Florida, literally freezing. So it was bad. It was global colding, not warming. But
But
everyone was freezing. So
yeah. So now to just talk a little sports. I think a little underrated spring training starts a week from tomorrow, March 1st. That's also crazy. March 1st is in a week from tomorrow. I saw this TikTok. We will be in a full circle of like months, almost like in a week.
what does that mean?
Meaning, like, sorry, that was very unclear. For like COVID and quarantine wise,
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a
that's
full
crazy.
12 months since we all shut down. I mean, I
Crazy.
was bored. I searched like Corona. I went back to our text from March like 10th. Like, oh, like I remember like my father was like first exposed to one of the first cases in New York, and I texted you like, oh, like it's coming. Like there's like one
My
case
teacher
already. It's not
also
gonna be good.
like like on February 22nd. Remember that like that quarantine from the funeral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my teacher was like
So he
one
was.
of the OGs.
Oh wow. So yeah, my dad was exposed to the first case of the like second in yeah, like one of the first in New York, which is crazy.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
he
that's
was
very
like
crazy.
quarantined in March like first.
Yeah.
Crazy, Josh.
To actually talk sports for a second. Um,
what
yeah, the Knicks, they're actually somewhat mediocre nowadays. I think
about
they're
the
in
Nets? I think they have chances. I know you're not a
the
Nets fan, but
Knicks are up by 11 halftime. Second half I think starts right now. Yeah, it just started. Maybe I'll watch some after.
no,
Um,
you gotta study, Josh. Come
I
on.
know. I was studying the whole day. Um, what else we got here? Yeah, the Pelicans had an unreal comeback today. Overtime, I think it was the largest margin in their franchise history. Um, what else we got here? We had the Clippers Nets game currently. That's a great game. 15-12 currently. We got some Kawhi, Paul George, Harden, KD, Curry, Kyrie, excuse me, not Curry, obviously. Um, yeah, the Rangers solidly mediocre. Also, a game. You know where Lake Tahoe is.
Yeah,
So
I know
there's
the NHL game
there's Saturday, Sunday. Do you see it got postponed mid game because the ice was like all messed up from
melting.
from sun rays in the middle of Saturday. It got
Oh,
postponed.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because they resumed at least 12 a.m. our time.
That's like the biggest thing. That's the one thing that they don't need is some ice to
Yeah,
melt
yeah.
and one player goes drowning.
Well,
Not good.
actually, no. See, it's funny you say that because I saw this post on Instagram that my friend sent me. Um, what we expected when the NHL said they're having a game at Lake Tahoe, like frozen over ice, and they're playing there, right? It was next
All
to
right,
it.
they actually
It was
like
a
put
it was
stuff
a
down.
no,
Yeah.
it was a rink next to the lake. So great scenery and everything. But yeah. So why don't
Yeah.
you let me okay now onto the answer to the trivia question. Let me guess. Like so I have like I don't know like 3 or 4 tire companies. I think they're tire companies. I know.
Okay, fine.
Is it like a tire company like that?
Should I tell you? No.
I'll guess
It's not
anyway.
like Goodyear or like
That's what I was gonna say.
Mavericks or
Goodyear,
whatever.
Firestone, Bridgestone. What's another one?
Yeah. So
Give me a hint.
this
Give me
is
a hint.
like crazy.
Give us a hint.
It's it's not big tires.
Is
Sorry.
it a
They're
car
not
company?
um they make cars, I guess. Not like big cars, but they make like smaller cars.
Is it Hot Wheels? Like, what are you saying right now?
Right. It's close actually. Ready?
Sure.
Lego.
What?
Yeah, from the tires on their little cars to like the little tires just like from their sets, they produce the most tires in at least
Oh
the
my
in
god.
so they're the world's largest manufacturer of tires.
That
Isn't that crazy?
that's beyond crazy. That's like I would never have
It's
guessed that. No,
crazy.
nobody knows that. Except
Yeah,
everyone
nobody.
listening now knows
I
that.
saw it on like a TikTok and I was like, no way. And my dad was like, no
I have a
way.
great trivia question for next
Crazy.
week. I'm excited to share it for next week. I have a great one.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so that is the end, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Follow us on Instagram at theyoungerhalf. Check us out on your favorite podcasting platform at theyoungerhalf. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. at The Younger Half. And if you want to help us grow, consider supporting us on anchor.fm/theyoungerhalf/support or click on the link in the description. For questions or comments, email us at theyoungerhalf@gmail.com. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe.